Alright guys, today I'm going to go over with you the evolution of the Braille skateboarding shoes. This has been an incredible journey. The very first shoe that got designed was this one right here. It's a good looking shoe, black suede on top, gum sole on bottom. It has these extra grippy points right here. And I'm gonna go over each little piece of this and tell you kind of what I learned from each one of these. This is, like I said, the very first one. We spent a lot of time. Basically, I got every shoe that I ever liked and I wore them all, I tested them all, and then I tried to take little pieces of each one and I tried to build what I thought would be the perfect skateboard shoe. And this was version 1 of that shoe. So the bottom, one of the hardest things to get made in a skateboard shoe is a custom sole. So this is kind of more of a generic sole. It does say Braille right there. This is just like a basic, just like a regular bottom of a shoe that you could buy. That's just like a standard issue that you would find in other shoes as well. There's nothing too custom about this, and then just that imprint on the bottom. And we spent a lot of time, I got many different versions of hardnesses of rubber. It's interesting because if the rubber's really soft, it's very grippy and it grips to the board really, really well. So this is super grippy, but if it's too soft, it also wears away too fast. So you're kind of going with not quite enough grip, or it's too slippery, because you want a good amount of grip while not being too slippery, but you want it to be very, very durable, right? So the harder it is, the more durable it is, but then it's not gonna be as grippy. And you want, when you're doing your tricks, especially for a beginner, I wanted to make the perfect beginner skateboard shoe. And you want that toe cap to be able to grip on that board really well. So it's gonna really pull and really create a lot of flick, or with your ollie, it's gonna create a good ollie. So I wanted this toe piece here to be just totally unencumbered. No stitches, nothing that's gonna wear thin. All of the stitches are on the side. The first version didn't have this double stitching, it just had one. Now you can see it's double stitched all along the way. Every seam here is double stitched and it makes it very strong. You got this back cap, and then this toe cap is one giant piece of suede. I also was very strict. It absolutely had to be suede, no other material at all, because suede grips really, really well. It's a little bit rough, and the second this hits that grip tape, oh, it's got that really good grip, flick, and really nice. These shoes are extremely comfortable. They feel great on your feet. They are a cup sole. Another thing that they have that you might not think much of, but they have metal eyelets. You'll notice in a lot of shoes, they don't have metal eyelets because metal eyelets cost extra. This is not a cheap shoe to get made. It was not cheap at all. It's actually the most expensive of all of these shoes here. It has the metal eyelets, the full toe suede cap, the very grippy bottom. I think the laces, the way the laces came out, they match the bottom. I think it looks really cool. I think it's a really clean looking shoe, looks good, performs super well. This is made in Portugal. Braille Skateboarding Incorporated, Portugal, US, size 10. This is called the first try shoe. These shoes are super, super good skateboard shoe. They're very, very good for a beginner, very comfortable. And they are on sale right now for Black Friday, $35. It's a very good deal. You're not gonna get a better deal than that. So go to brailleskateboarding.com, cop yourself a pair. The second generation of this shoe looks like this right here. We called this the Red Lodge. Red Lodge is the city where I grew up, and this was the very first custom sole that we got made. And I think it turned out really, really well. So on the bottom, it has these dots, has a little Braille, has the white Braille there. Very grippy, just grips really, really well. The top of this, right here is suede. This is suede, this is canvas, this is the mesh, and then back to suede on the back as well. And I like how it came out really clean. It looks really good. I really like the style of this shoe. I really like the way it feels. Trip to Italy. Fly nonstop San Francisco to Rome. So down. Okay, so the bottom of this sole came out really, really good. It's super grippy. This is a cup sole. The laces really keep your foot nice and encompassed in the shoe. It just really feels like it wraps around your shoe very nicely. Wraps around your foot. The shoe itself wraps around your foot very nicely. So yeah, you slide your foot in there and it just feels great. Really grippy suede up here, double stitch layer. They last a good long time, and just a very, very comfortable shoe. Again, these also on sale right now, brailleskateboarding.com for Black Friday, $35 skateboard shoes. You're not gonna find a better deal than that. Very, very good shoes. These are rad, really nice. But what I learned from this shoe to this shoe, so you'll notice this one has metal eyelets, this one does not. You almost don't even notice that it doesn't. You almost don't even notice the metal eyelets. Like, does it really add that much? No. But when you're making the shoe, it is a big difference. There's a big deal of difference. And also, I feel like this shoe looks like technically better because it has the mesh, because it has this, I keep wanting to call it suede, but this is suede canvas mesh. And this is only suede. So this shoe, because it's only suede, is much more expensive. This shoe has the different materials, which is interesting because this looks more cool, this looks better, but actually this shoe has a lower cost to make because the suede here, the suede is the most expensive piece of this shoe. And this entire thing is suede, right? So this is the second generation. We got a little bit smarter and a little bit better. But I think because these different materials, it became a little bit lighter, a little bit more breathable. It just forms, the function forms to your foot a little better. And I really like how the sole came out. Very grippy rubber, very good flick. I feel like you put these shoes on and your feet feel protected. I think that's my favorite thing about this one. So this is the second generation of the shoe. Then the third generation, we went full on slip-on, which I never skated a slip-on. And then the second I tried these, now I've never not skated a slip-on. I've been thinking about going back to this because this slip-on is also a cup sole. It's very interesting. Usually slip-ons are vulcanized, and the vulcanized means that it's like the heat applied to the rubber, which basically molds it to the shoe. This is the upper, and then the rubber is molded to the upper with heat, and it makes for a very thin shoe. I personally don't really like a very thin shoe. I like a cup sole. I want my feet to feel protected. This is kind of like an in-between. It is a cup sole, but it feels like a in between a cup sole and a vulcanized. It breaks in very fast, it's very thin. The board control is very, very good. So the second I started skating these, the first day I got them, I did like a million flat ground tricks and I just completely fell in love. But now, I just broke my foot and this shoe has tons of board control. This shoe has less. I'm thinking now, at this point in time, I might want to go back to skating these again because I put them on the other day and I was just walking around my house, went on a date with my wife, and I was like, my feet feel so good in these shoes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start skating these guys again. Don't be surprised if you see me skating these ones. Again, full suede upper, really, really durable. The thing that's good about one piece toe cap is there's no threads to rip. We do have threads right here. They're double stitch, but there's no piece. So even if you rip out those threads, it's still just one piece. Those are literally just to create a design. So you have the suede here, and then you have the, well, I guess it does like also connect this piece. Suede here, and then the canvas here. So you have two different materials, and then the little elastic band. You put your feet in these and they just feel really comfortable, really nice. And then it has this little rigid toe cap, which is good to start out with the flick and the kick flips. Same exact bottom. So you basically just take the bottom of this, mold it onto this shoe. Really, it's sewed on, cup sole sewed on. So this is generation 1, first try. Generation 2, Red Lodge. Generation 3, the Braille flip-on shoes. So it was a very interesting experience. I never wanted to make skateboard shoes. I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm not a shoe collector. I'm not like a big shoe guy, but I do like high performance skateboard shoes. I do know when a shoe feels really good on my feet. I guess specifically for me, I know when my tricks improve because of a shoe. So what I try to do is I try to take every shoe that I could ever possibly imagine in my childhood for my 30 years of skateboard experience, and I try to take all of that and design a shoe that just works really, really well. And I think I've done that. If you just want a really, really comfortable shoe that you feel like you're gonna skate well in, I would get this one. If you want a shoe that has better board feel, I would go with this guy. Also, some people are slip-on people. Some people just like laces. You know, I always liked laces. I had to have laces. I had to lace up my shoe. And then like I said, look, I've been rocking these shoes for a long time. A long, long, long time. And You know how many kickflips I've done in these? A lot. And you can see this is a perfect example of how it wears. Because it's an entire piece of suede, it starts to like wear thin, but I don't have a hole there. It's probably gonna be a long time before I do get a hole there. These shoes also, the Braille flip-ons, available right now at brailleskateboarding.com for $35. You are not gonna get a better deal than that. Go to brailleskateboarding.com right now, pick yourself up a pair of shoes. Okay, so it's been a journey, a wild journey, incredible journey, to going from making this skate shoe, which is super, super fun, to making this skate shoe, which was also super, super fun, to making this skate shoe. I'm very proud of all of these shoes. I'm very proud of these creations. They are available right now, brailleskateboarding.com, $35. Go and get them while supplies last. You guys will not be disappointed.